To operate your Swift 12-volt control panel, to turn the vehicle on, you've got your master switch here, which is your master power switch, which gives 12 volt if you are not hooked up, or if you are hooked up, you'll get the light from the post to the van, which will mean you are receiving mains to 30 volt, so all 3-pin plugs within the vehicle will work, and mains appliances. This one here is your interior lights, and they all are individually switched around the van. Press here, you can view your levels of your vehicle battery, your leisure battery, your fresh water and your wastewater capacity. Making sure that you unhook the vehicle first to get a true reflection of your batteries, and always make sure that the leisure battery is selected, which is the battery you want to use when you are using the motorhome. However, if you wanted to charge your vehicle battery over the winter, all you need to do is turn it to the vehicle and it will charge the engine battery. But when using it, it's very important that it's on the leisure battery, as this is the auxiliary battery designed to power the motorhome. Turn your pump on here, so make sure you've got enough water on board. Turn your pump on, and then as soon as you open the taps, you'll get a pressurized flow of water. And you do have your tank heaters, so if you're away in the winter and it is going to freeze, pop these on overnight and it'll stop the water from freezing in the tanks below the vehicle. To operate your Truma digital control panel, this here is your on-off button, which you would do a long press on and it'll turn itself completely off, and then press and it'll turn itself on. To enter the menu, as this is on, but you want to get into the menu, you need to press enter. And here you do have a motorhome with a thermometer flashing. This is your interior temperature of the vehicle. So click on here. Off if you are away in the summer and you didn't want any heating, or you can turn it all the way up to 30 degrees, which sets the thermostat. To save the temperature set, press enter and then move along. And this is your water setting. So if you've got water in the boiler, water in the freshwater tanks, you can put your hot water system on. So you've got eco, which is 40 degrees of heating the 10 litres of water. Hot, which is 60 degrees of heating the 10 litres of water. Or boost, which is a half-an-hour setting which turns off the heating and prioritises the water. So for this we'll just say hot, as you want the heating and hot water to run together, whereas on boost it turns the heating off and prioritises the water. Next you've got your energy source. So you'd use gas if you were wild camping and didn't have any electric on board the vehicle. Mixture 1, which is 750 watts of electric and gas. Mixture 2, which is 1850 watts of electric and gas. You'd use that if you're in the winter, and this will boost the temperature of the vehicle quicker than using just electric for the first 20 minutes or so. EL1, which is 750 watts of electric, and EL2, which is 1850 watts of electric. Use EL2 on most sites throughout the UK. On smaller CL sites and airs, you may have to turn it down to EL1. And then at the end you've got your fan, so you can have that on eco or high, and that is just a 12 volt fan setting. Eco uses a lot less of the leisure battery. High uses the full fan speed, so you can hear it a little bit more, so you might want to turn it down to eco when sleeping. Time here, you can so you can put a timer on for the heating to come on and off. Time on the main display panel. And then in the settings, if you scroll all the way down to reset, if you ever get a warn triangle that won't disappear, press reset. It'll say preset, press enter again, and then it'll completely turn the panel off, and you'll have to go in and set the temperature, the water, the energy source and the fan speed again. Anything above the line, so you've got your hot water, your heating on there with a gas flame, hot water's on, you're on 2 kilowatts of electric, as you've got 2 electric symbols lit up, and your fan is on eco, so it tells you without even going in that your heating system is on.
To use the front bed above the driver and passenger seat, you've just got to pull it down gently, and then you can add your ladders, just slot them in, and then you can climb up. They're pretty stable. And then obviously when you want to put your bed back, you just take your ladders off. You can store them on top of your bed or in the garage, and then you just push the bed up and it'll go back into storage, and then you can clip it up at the top just to make it safe to travel. And then to open the blade, you just pull this grey lever across. Then when you're done, make sure you close the blade. Not only does it stop smells coming through the toilet, you also can get the cassette out from outside the van. And then when it's full, you'll get a little red light here just indicating that it's time to be emptied. Above the sink, you've got 2 cupboards that have doors on. You just press the silver button in to open them and then just gently push it to close. Your sink also folds down. Just be careful that it's not full with water when you put it back into the travelling position, as the water will go down the back and spill all over the floor, so just make sure it's all drained out before you tip it up. In the large cupboard opposite your fridge, you've got nice storage space. You've also got your table that will fit in the front or the back of your motorhome, but it just stores away nicely here. So to turn your rear lounge into a bed, it's pretty simple. You just got to pull the cushions up, and then this bit slides out. Make sure it's all the way so you can get the legs folded down on either side. And then you just slide it together and then pull the cushions into the middle. Backrests fold down. And then you've got your double bed. So to make the front seats and the travelling seats into a single bed, just use the table that's stored in the cupboards. You just slide it in between the seats, make sure it's flat. And then similar to the rear beds, you just slide your cushions down nice and flat. And there you've got a single bed at the front as well. So as you can see, you've got all 3 gas burner hobs working and your oven as well. I'll just show you the grill working. Once you've used your gas hobs, just make sure they're fully cooled before you put the glass lid down, as it will shatter the glass if it's still really hot after use. So when you get to a new site, you'll want to set up your TV so you can get a signal. So all you have to do is press this orange button, hold it down until this comes up on your TV, and then all you have to do is press OK to rescan, OK again, and it will just go through. It will find all of your channels. It may take a couple of minutes depending on your signal levels, or you'll have to do this each time you go to a new site, as it'll be in a different area. So once you hit 100%, you just want to click done, and then you'll have your normal TV working. So under your passenger seats, you've got your trip switch and your fuses. So if you're ever not receiving power, just press this button here. If the switch flips, it means there's something wrong inside the van. But if it doesn't, it means there's something wrong with the hookup cable or the site's power. If something has tripped the van out, you could have blown a fuse, so it's always a good idea to have some spare fuses. So you can just pull it out, have a look. If it has blown, you can just replace the fuse, and then you're not on holiday without a fridge or lights working. Next to your fuses and your trip switch, you've also got your leisure battery in case you need to replace it or anyone needs to check it. So under the lounge seats at the driver's side of the van, you've got your boiler and the boiler drain down. So when you're winterising your van, you've got to make sure that you empty your boiler. So you just pull this yellow lever up, and then the boiler will start to drain. As that's happening, also open your sink and your kitchen tap, and also unscrew your shower head, just so all the water's out of the van, so you don't get any frost damage. So in the front of the cab, you've got your radio. It has Apple CarPlay, navigation, you've got your radio, DAB, you've got Android Auto, you can connect your iPod, Bluetooth, you've got your HDMI and your reversing camera. To see your reversing camera, you've got to make sure you've got your ignition on, and you can also scroll through your settings, change your date, your day. So if you're going across to France, you'll want to change the time on the clock. And you can also change a few different settings just so you can have it the way you like it. So on your steering wheel, on the left hand side, you've got your indicators and also your full beam. On the right side, you've got your wipers. And then on the left side, you can control your cruise control. You've also got your volume for your radio. So on here, you can go through the different settings on your dash. So as you can see here, you can see your tyre pressures, you've got your trips, your fuel, your speed. On the right hand side, you've also got your light controls and also your wing mirror. So you can change the angle of your wing mirrors. This is just a quick walk around video of the Swift Voyager 475.